Welcome back to Desynced. My name is Nilos, and this is another episode of our Let's Try for this amazing game that just sort of came out of nowhere. And, well, I'm really excited about it for one reason, and one reason only. Well, most of the time when I play an indie game, then you play it for some hours, and you kind of understand how the game is supposed to be played. And if you don't understand how the game is supposed to be played, it's just not fun, and you kind of throw it out because... well, if it doesn't bother to tell me how I'm supposed to play it, then I don't bother playing it. However, somehow, like the way with Factorio and Desynced program, and to some extent also Satisfactory, then when a game is kind of like, yeah, you can play it, but it'll also just show you that you whatever you're doing, it's not great, but you could do something better, right? And like looking at all these little derpies running around, then I know there's some comments that go, like, "Oh, this is gonna scale horribly for the end game. Like this is gonna be completely awful." And then it's like, yeah, it is, and we know that. And me looking at this, it's just so obvious that this is not great. And this is where some of the really cool features of this game come in, that I'll be showing you in this episode. I have two things I want to show you. I want to show you programming. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't get too excited. Well, actually, do get so excited. We're going to come to that as well. And the other one is to do transport between buildings without using drones. That's also pretty awesome. So those are the things that I want to showcase in this episode. And there's a million more things that I want to showcase and learn and understand. And that's the brilliant part. And that's the one reason why I think this game is amazing. Is because I keep thinking about it. I keep coming up with new ideas. I keep coming up with sort of, oh, I wonder if I could do. And that's exactly the kind of thing you want in a logistics game. You want to come up with clever solutions to the same problems that everyone else has. But your clever solutions are going to be better. So we're going to be looking at some programming part here. And that's going to be the first part. So this will basically split the waters into two categories of people. The programmers who are already getting all jittery about the prospect of doing some programming in a game, and the other part who go like, oh man, I do that at work, or maybe even there's a reason why I don't do it at work. And as usual, I really want all the people who are excited about it to share your ideas, because then we'll put them in the game, and then I'll refine it and, well, copy. We'll call it refine, but I'll copy it, showcase it, explain it. And for the people who are not familiar with it, these will be available like blueprints and Factorio, Desynced program, that kind of thing. And they'll be available, and that's sort of the attention, maybe not for the demo, but for the early access and when the real game comes out. So that's something I'm super excited about, that we can build a repository of programs. But the first thing is we want to build ourselves one, because it is so easy that even a retired manager can build a program, and that should just set the bar for how easy this is to program in. Now, what we want to do is, we have this one, and I prepared it. This is a little scout. This one we can set up to scan for silicon, for example, and then it'll just scan if there's any silicon nearby. There's something here, but we can also just scan it for something like this, enemies or dropped items. So now it'll just look at items on the ground that we can pick up. That'll again be something like there. But then I can just move it there myself, just move it, and then it'll pick it up. And it'll scan again, and find the next one. And I can move and pick it up. Awesome. And scans again. And I can, yeah, that's not going to happen. That is going to be super boring. If only we could program it. So what I wanted to do, I want to build a little program that scans the surrounding, finds items on the ground, goes and picks them up. When the inventory is full, you go back to the home location. That means we need to set the home register here. That means if it doesn't have anything to do, come back to this register. Cool. So because we have the behavior controller, we can now control the behavior. That's what a behavior controller does. And we have the radar, because then we want to make sure that we can scan things. Let's go in here. This one already has one called requester. We are going to be taking that out because we want to build ourselves at someone. You can rename it if you like, but we'll just call it scan and pick up. That's the name. What is it going to do? Well, the first thing we want to do is just get an idea about how this works. This is functions. These are the functions related to units, functions relating to components, or let's call it, they actually call behaviors, but I kind of like calling it functions. Functions or behaviors related to flow, disconnect, exit, jump, really. Math related ones, checking batteries, checking, comparing numbers, that kind of thing. And global ones, check the battery, check the level of the battery. and get a distance from something, check the health, that kind of thing. So you can make it progressively more advanced so that, oh, also check the battery. If the battery's low, go back. If it's damaged, go back and repair, you know, all those things. But I don't want to make it too complicated. That's why I'm not a programmer, and I'm the manager who says, don't overcomplicate things. We don't need to check for those weird hypothetical scenarios. Let's keep it simple. So, as trying to keep it simple, I will be making a radar, and I want to set the filter. The first filter, I'm going to go over here. You can take all of these things, scan for anything here, world objects, for example, or you can scan for blueprints, or you can scan for items. And what we're going to be scanning for is items on the ground, like that. And then we're going to be sharing the result. We're going to store that as a variable. You can always just add more variables, and they will be sort of available inside the program. I don't think you can send them to other, well, you can actually send them to other programs, because you can do the register and then you can set it up here as a signal, and then someone else can read that signal. Oh, it's really advanced. And I'm sure someone's figured out some cool things. Now, let's test out two outcomes. If it returns something, yes, it has result, or if there's no result. We're going to focus on the fact that if there's a result. So here we're going to do a little condition and then basically say, is there actually room to pick up this item? So that's a math one. Check free space for item. Is there free space for the item? If yes, all right, then they'll go pick up the item. That must be under the unit. That's a drop off, so pick up items. Let's say if we scan something, we store that as a variable, what we scanned. Then we ask if there's room for it. If there is, then we say, all right, go pick up that item we just scanned. This is a item, location, and quantity that gets stored here. And once we've done that, we just loop back and we're all good. And then this one continues and continues and continues. But what if there's no more space then? Well, then we want to move the unit somewhere else. That should be unit command, right? Move unit, yes, move unit is a unit command. So where do you want to move it? We want to move it to our home location. That's the one, home register. And what do we want to do at the home register? We want to drop off things. What do we want to drop? Or where do we want to drop off? Not what, but where, destination. We drop it off here. And once we're done with that, we're just good to go. So now what is important here is that there are a number of conditions that I'm not caring about. So let's walk through some of them, and I know that if you're architecture or if you're a programmer, you're already finding the first 10 things that this program doesn't cover, and that's halfway intended and halfway because I don't want to make it too complicated. For example, what if the place we drop it off is full? We don't handle that. What if the battery runs out while we're out scanning? We don't handle that. What if it's low head point? We don't handle that. What if it goes back and comes back and sort of goes out here, then it returns to the home depot, and then there's no result? Then what? Then for this case, you could sort of like move in a random direction 100 tiles or something. You know, all these things could be done and could make this program more advanced. But the thing is, it goes out, comes back, reasonably easy. I don't want to make it more complicated. It's probably not going to be damaged. It's probably not going to run out of power. It's probably not going to be running over this. And if it does, I can just control it myself. So let's have a look at this one and then just basically give it a shot. We will start the scan and pickup, start behavior. Are we ready? Yay, it scanned something. Where are we going? It picked up a miner that was lying on the ground. That's interesting. And then it sort of goes around and gets stuff going here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, I'd say. And it looks like it's working. So you can see here the steps it goes through. Step, pick up item, radar scanning, check for free, and then go. It's basically mainly spending time on the radar, and then because when it scans again, and then pick up. And we don't control where it goes because it'll just scan and go to the closest one, so it can sort of progressively move further away. When this one comes back, which I hope it will, then we can send it out in this direction or another direction, and then that will be an option. We want to just see what happens when this one runs full. So, for example, if one of the silica, the metal ore, or the crystal chunk runs up to 20, and then we suddenly scan for one more item and we can't pick it up, then the question is, will it actually return? So now we're up to 19, 20, good. Keep scanning, keep scanning, keep scanning, keep scanning. It'll still scan for other things that if it can get that. And where are we going? It'll just keep scanning and trying to fill up whatever it can on the way back. But at some point, it won't be able to pick up anymore. And then it'll be time to head home, we hope. It just keeps scanning for things that it can. it can pick up. But if it gets a chunk, then it won't be getting any more inbound here. So now we're also getting close with the metal ore. And now there's a little bit of metal ore here. And now, can it scan the next metal ore? Nope, it can't. And what happens now? Is it going home? It is going home. Isn't that amazing? And it drops off all the stuff. And then it gets started again, finds the next stuff. I mean, that's pretty freaking amazing, to be honest. I love that. I love it so much. So, in the meantime, we'll send the other scout out here. That is super amazing. Love it. And that's just an example of how much time or how little time I spend on programming this, and now it's just working. And at some point it'll be idle here, and then when it's idle, I'll just send it in a random direction, and then it can go out and pick up stuff. Super cool. Right, that was one thing I wanted to show you. The other thing I wanted to show was is relying a bit on tech. So we need to make sure that our tech is progressing. Well, it's not really progressing because we're not really making any of the silicon bits here. In order for us to make that in a more meaningful way, I am going to make it a bit different. So this part here are small ones that are just here. These ones are, they are they are stuck on a platform or a frame that is medium and small. But I'm going to be taking a double medium here because I want, let's see. No, I actually wanted a double small. Let's think. The double small. How big? 2 internal storage. That's not good. I need some internal storage here. There. All right, let's take the double media. This is 4 storage. MS. Okay, cool. I'm going to be saying... that one. That one. Actually, I don't. I just want to make this one and then make it into... You know what? Let's actually make it even cooler. I'm going to go in and make a template of it. So I want to make a blueprint, create a new blueprint. That will be a 2x1 here, and it'll have these two. Now, it would be really cool, and I don't know if this is possible. So if this is possible, let me know. I would really love to be able to also set what recipe it's going to be here, because I know this is just it, or set the home, or set something else. But we can just take this one, and we can call that to be double fabricator. There. Double fabricator? Could I make a smaller one that would do the same thing? No, we do this one. Just consistency. And then we go in, build, go on the library, and get a medium building here. That is called double fabricator. Yep. And we build it here, 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 and here. Then we get the storage there and there. And we need to get this built. And in the meantime, we also need to make some fabricators. So let's go down here and make some fabricators. Another thing that I'd like to do is I would really love to build a little kind of hub for us as well. And that's going to be a little bit more difficult because these ones could be used. They have 4 locations. And what about a medium here? This one only has 2 storage, which is not good enough because those 2 storage means that I can't do a craft. I can't put a refinery, what's it called? An assembler in here that will take 2 inputs and get 1 output, because that would require 3 locations. So I need to have 4 locations for all these. That means like the cheapest one I can do is currently this one that has 4 storage inventory slots, not storage, inventory slots. So let's try to make that down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll build those, and they'll just be building like random crap that I need. Sorry, but that's kind of what I want. This here will be getting oh right, because it's templated. We templated, so now it actually just gets those in and immediately comes out as what it's templated as. This one will be templated and start making the silicon. There we go. This one also make more silicon. There we go. And then we'll be making that as a target, and we're going to be pushing that in here. Great. And once we build the other one, there we go. That'll do the same thing. Again, I am a bit unsure whether this can be automated, like copy settings between these kind of things, because doing this for a million things might be a little bit overwhelming. So the other ones will be saved until we have a little bit more research going. And what we're also going to do here is we are going to request some silicon here, and I'm going to lock this in place. So ideally, we want the silicon to go in here and get sent out to these two, get produced, and then come back to that. That would be awesome, right? That would be awesome if that is the case. So what we need is actually make some silicon, and we do have some silicon up here. What we do need... Oh, this is a human explorable thing, which we can't do. Remnants of another race describe themselves as human. Ew, they're probably disgusting. Technology seems compatible with ours, but we'll need scanning to be able to extract the required intel to research such technology. So we can't do that until we have some human tech, human intel. That's scary enough. And we have like a human village over here, or whatever it's called for those humans. There's a scannable. And what about our... Here, so this one is kind of stuck back here because there's nothing in range. So what I can do is just send it out in a random direction, and once it gets out there, then I guess we just start the behavior. It's still on a pickup item. Let's just see if that works, or I have to start it again, because it's stuck on pickup. What is it picking up? And are you going back? No. Okay, and then it gets started again. Perfect. Here, let's view the code, and this one will be built. Excellent. Transfer item. We just happen to build that along, and we can get some of these. What? You just go in there. That's sweet. Explored. And let's explore a bit further down here. Oh, that's another one. Another one of these. Ah. There we go. Transfer item. Get more stuff back. Ah. We're overburdened with stuff. We are going to be sending you back home to unload at that location. And the second one is just filling up. Inventory is being glorious. That is brilliant. All right, so back at home. So back here at home, we built the first part of our potential hub, whatever it's going to be like. And this will be ensuring that we build stuff that we are going to be needing more than one of. And just trying to figure out a way to do that. So basically here, what I want to do is, I always want to have a few of these. So what if I just built an... Oh, we got robotics done. Let's definitely go over here because I really want the portable transporter for... want to show you what. And then the repair kit. We also want that. So definitely get this. And we are limited in technological advancement. So I recommend we investigate the plan surface to gather more intel. Indeed. Now, what if I built here and say, I want to have an infinite amount of these? That's kind of impractical, right? Because fix, and then this can be fix slot to an item. That is going to be that one, right? And I kind of... Look at that. Did I fix it to empty? Fix it to no item. Unfix slot? Fix empty slot. There we go. So what this means is I can get one stack of small power fields, which means that every time I pick up a power field, it'll be building a new one. I think that makes perfect sense. Then what else are we going to need? We are going to need lights, for example, is another thing. So we make infinite lights and lock it, and select to an item. That's going to be lights, and then lock this one to empty. That should also be working. I think this is a really good idea generally. Let's give that a shot. Batteries is probably also another thing that I'd like to have like infinite amount of. But that's... they're still fed by drones because these are just things that I'd like those to be built. So let's get on with it. There's something coming in here. Yes. Okay, here. What else is something that we like to have and just always want to make sure that we have enough of in case needed? Like solar panels. That's a brilliant idea. So fix, and solar, and fix to empty. There you go. So we'll have one stack of solar always available. Anything else we want? I mean, this, you can put everything like miners. Hey, that would be a cool thing to always have some of, right? So again, fix. This is all just a test basically, because I don't know how that works, but it might work. It just very well might work. Let's put that in here. and get more of these into these locations. Brilliant. That'll give us more things, and as soon as we find something, not as soon as, but when we find something we really want to get built, then we are going to be setting it up here. And of course, it's going to be a huge draw on our resources. What I also want to do is the usual part of doing this. I'm not going to be dragging them anywhere else, but I just want to highlight what I'm building in each of the locations, so I can also see if this is something that has already been designed or not. There, I'm going to be doing this as well. Would be nice if this one could be copied in. Great. What about you? You're kind of not really getting it. Let's send you up to this location. So this is our exploration. Oh, you are working down here. Okay, let's solve this one. Warning, under attack. Oh no. There. Ah! Run away! Run away! God damn it. That kind of sucked because that was our only one. No. Ah. Right, we need one of those. Well, that was disappointing. We're gonna need more of yeah. More of that. Well, that was careless. So this also shows you that there are enemies in game, and they are feisty. That's what they are, feisty. And what I guess I want to do is I want to make. It's probably a bad idea, but I want to make that. Ooh. Is that a buildable location? It is. Okay, so that should cover a little bit up here. Well, our scout is not doing so hot, so we only have one scout left. That's not so good. And I'm going to be sending the scout down here to resolve this. And once it's resolved, I'm going to be sending up there to clear all the biters. Didn't we get a repair pack? Unfortunately, we're not able to build scouts now that I just think of it, right? We can't build scouts. Got the nanobots completed. That means we can do the portable transporter, which is absolutely something we want to do. And we can now go the expanded power, which will give us wind turbines, which are amazing. But we do have a little thing here. So here, I want to make portable transponders. There. Oops, not one, but millions of them. Millions, I say. There you go. They are going to be super amazing. Look at that. That is actually interesting because in this case, I can only lock one of these in because they take 3 inputs and 1 output. We still don't have silicon, so we're not really going to be making a lot of those. This one up here will just be making stuff that I want like a single of, such as a repair kit. Would be nice to have a single repair kit. And where is that one? Transfer. And we get new stuff in here. And we can then get it back. Right, I just need this to unload, and then we're going to be sending you out into the world. Right, we're going to be sending the other scout, my final last scout out here. This is not good. If we lose it, that is... Oh, here they come. The trilobites. Yay, we got it. And this one has now got a repair kit, so you're kind of safe. Also pick up stuff. Oh, I can't really pick up stuff. We'll take that bug hold here and a bug hive, which means you can see we have enemies in the game. And this is very simplistic. I don't know if it's going to be less simplistic in the future, but it's pretty simple right now, and honestly I don't really mind that. Let's get all these things back in here. And that will get us back to, yeah, get these in. Ready. If we find another scout, then we will be sending that up. Right. What we can do in the meantime is I can request this portable transporter is actually magical. There we go. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just magical. It is basically an inserter. You add an inserter to one of these, and that will allow it to sort of interact with buildings that are in sort of base-to-base contact with it. And that's basically what we want to make sure of. I know that I should have those, right? Oh, I don't have them because I don't have the production here of that part. Oh, right. So we're going to need to go out and grab some silicon. That's easier said than done. This one. Get these done here. Get that in and get you in here. Great. Okay, so let's find that one again, empty it, and go out and manually pick up some silicon. Alright, so we'll use our last scout here to do some exploration, and unlike last time, we'll actually try to be careful. I promise, I'll be careful this time. I'm actually going to be scouting out. Oh, there's something. Ah, panic. Panic. Bugs killed. 2. Alright, let's start moving backwards. Yeah, it's very much like Factorio. You just engage and then you start running backwards until you find out what. And there's another one. They just need it. They have 2 hit points, I think. Interesting how fast they disappear. That one. Take that out. There. That's more. This will again be brought down to these locations so that we can get more and more of these builds. It's not a lot we're getting right now, but you know, hey, look at that. It's actually 5 of these. That's pretty good. And let's take a stack into each one of these that all need it and get our power sorted very, very soon. All right, we have the first of these portable transporters. Let's see if we can make it work the way that we want. This will now be sharing the inputs. What that means is that I can actually just disconnect these two from the network, the logistics network, so that they're not sharing. And it basically means that it'll sort of even out stuff, but I don't want it to take this, and I don't want it to take this, because that's needed to build these things. What else? We're also building silicon. Yep. I wonder if I should. Oh, there you go. Expanded power. That's nice. Not the really needed unfixed slot. Could I just be requesting 20? Because that's a stack. And fix. Space for receiving order. Reserved by fabricator. Yep. Alright, so now the next thing we want to do is up here we now have power in this area, and what we want to do is we want to set up some mining, and I want to show you how that can actually be done. If we want to build that, and this is also a ramp, so we can build these here. No, not that one. Let's build it there. And we are going to be giving a 2S, that one, and that one. Those will be the 2S's. Then we are going to make miners. Didn't we have something with miners? Yeah, we did. We did have something with miners. So that should be pretty good. So this will be a storage. Actually, again, I want to make this as a blueprint. So I'm aborting and I am aborting. And then I'll make a blueprint for it, because this is absolutely going to be a thing that we want to do moving forward. So we're going to go in here. We're going to make a blueprint. And we are going to go with a new one. That will be a 2S. There, and I want to have a where are you? That's the miner. A miner, and a portable transporter. That's it. And this one will be miner. There. And as we go out, then I can go in, and then instead I will get, that's the miner. I'll build it here and here. And because they have this portable transporter, they will automatically be funneling things into that, if that's what I'm saying. So that should be working. It's just not, this is not really, we don't really see that this is working, because we are not getting any how can you say this? Yeah, we don't see this working because there's just no silica coming in here. So we'll just try to make it work. Right, so we actually built the miners. That was incredibly quick that this one get built. And so what we do is we just, oh, here, drag it in, this one, drag it in. So they are now filling up locally, but they're not going to be sending it anywhere because it doesn't know where to send it. So I'm just going to set the home depot is here. This one's home depot is here. And this here will be not part of the network. Not part of the network. I don't want anything to come in and pick up from here. The only thing this is going to do is just going to be mining it as fast as possible, putting it into the storage block, and the storage block will then be taking care of other things coming in. And they will be automatically transferred from the miner. You can see here it bounces over because we have this little component. This component here, the portable transporter, which is basically an inserter. So once we get that going, we can actually see that things will come into I mean, if it was coming in here, it would be really nice. I'd like to take these out and just give it a little shot on whether it actually works. So these are just entirely not connected to the network, because the only thing that happens is the stuff that goes in here. That is now connected here. And then I need to make sure. Unfix. And let's do a insert. It doesn't matter how much you put it. There we go. And it's fixed the slot. And this one is another one. And fix the slot. There we go. And I wonder if it says minimum 20. Cancel order. Cancel order. Unfix. 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 I'm thinking, what if I say get an infinite amount here? It still says 20. Fix. But does that keep doing 20? I don't know. That's what we are gonna have to find out. I think it's gonna be interesting to see this. This is basically just a test to see how that works. To see if we fix this, if they actually will be brought in here. Because they won't be brought directly into these, and they are now starving. And I want to see that it gets brought in here. Let's have a look. Anything coming up here? Picking this one up. There's a little bit there. There's something here. Will be picked up. You're bringing it. Okay, you're bringing 20. That's nice. So let's see what happens when it goes in here. Not a goddamn thing. Why not? Why is it not able to send it from here into... Is that because they're not connected to network? I think it is. Yeah, because they don't share it. So everything has to be networked here. It just becomes difficult because I really don't want them to bring things into the building, the factories. I want them to bring into here so they can be distributed by the transporters. Right. That's going to take a little bit of testing, but you can see that things are working. And this build here is basically taking 4, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, all just connecting to that. I could also make it as a star and then have it all connect here. I honestly think that it looks like one of these can also just shovel things back and forth between them. So we're starting to get a little bit more wire here. That's very nice. You can see it when you get really close, what it looks like. And yeah, it's definitely something that's working. You are just going to be picking up some of the other materials that we did find out here that were not as exciting, but still needs to be taken out or brought back because it is something we can use eventually. Yeah, and there, and more. This is something we need for alien tech, which is not something we have at this moment, so not super interesting to harvest, but at some point we'll probably be really happy that we have harvested it. Okay, and down here we have other things that we want to... Whoops, I don't... See, sometimes you just click these random things and I don't know what that is. There we go, it removed. And this is also definitely not what I want. There we go. And you are going to... What else would we want to create an infinite amount of? And that one is... Well, here's another really interesting thing. It's never going to be infinite because these don't stack. So it's just going to be one of each. That means I've set these up so that there can at least be 2 of each ready for build. And that means also, for example, when I go in and say, you know what, I actually want another power pole and I want that right there. Then it will start drawing them from these 2 and then it'll immediately start building another one. Likewise, when we make more drones, we can get the solar, we can get the lasers on those immediately. And this is, there's only one here. That's kind of a shame, but maybe not really a problem because it's already getting 10 of those. So as soon as this one gets picked up, then it'll be brought out by the other one. This is all good as well. Oh, right. It was supposed to be like an infinite amount. There we go. Excellent. So that will keep going in here. Fabricate metal bars is going in and anything else. So this will be like our very, very rudimentary little hub. Is there anything else that we want, like a large quantity of? Repair kits? No, not really. Don't know. We'll see when it comes. When something comes up, we'll just add it here. Right. So let's remove this. Kind of looks a bit ugly. We have this one working. We have actually been slicing through this pretty efficiently. We can always add another one, and that's as easy as going in and say minor, done. That will be brought in because we have all the stuff, and then I can just point it into this one, just set the home location here. And what we can then do is maybe make some automation on bringing stuff back and forth in a more efficient manner, but that's a little bit more out of the realm of possibility at this point. But as you can see, we're starting to accrue this, which is great. No actual research. That's kind of sad. We want to get this one, but that's going to be in the next episode. That will also get a resimulator, which we have no idea what it is, but it seems interesting that it can kind of take stuff and then compose it into something else. And we also get a refinery. Refinery is the only way for us to make crystal powder. Crystal powder is the way for us to make something. There was something we needed crystal powder for. Oh right, if we get the blight tech, which we absolutely want. But right now what we really want more than anything else is we want to make sure that our single scout is out and exploring and completing missions. So that's going to be one of the other things we want. Out and exploring missions so we can get more scouts, because we definitely need more scouts. In any case, what I'm happy with what I've shown in this episode. I have shown you some programming. I've shown you how to do this part, like transfer between buildings without using drones for it. And yeah, we also showed a bit of enemies. So I think that we did a really good case of showcasing stuff. So if you find it interesting, be sure to hit the like button. Of course, also check out the demo that's now available on Steam. It's probably only for a limited period. I don't know, but it might be. So check it out now. And share your good ideas or bad ideas either in Discord. I have a dedicated channel for Desynced ideas and thoughts, as well as, of course, in the comment section. So if you like it, let me know, because I'd love to continue this. I think this game has immense potential. So until next time, take care. And as always, stay effective.